So, hello everybody. Welcome to JinxedSip episode 53. This is our special exclusive with Sarah Fields, and we just want to give you guys a heads up on what's going to be going on. We're going to be having this wonderful one-on-one interview, and we are asking that no one request to speak unless you have had it pre-approved with Sarah. If you do request to speak, there's a good chance that your request is going to be declined. Just keep that in your mind. We do have someone moderating the Rumble chat. I will also be participating in the Rumble chat in addition to our moderator. The X lives on Sippy's and my accounts are not being monitored. We do not have a way to monitor them while we are multi-streaming. So keep in mind that anything being said in there, we're not seeing it. And then if you have questions at the end of this interview, you will have an opportunity. We just ask that any questions get placed in the purple pill or in the Rumble chat. And we'll be taking note. We will not be taking any questions until the end of the interview. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce Sarah Fields, absolutely wonderful, wonderful independent journalist who has been following this case since day one and has had unwavering dedication to the truth in this. And so go ahead, Sarah, take it away.
Actually, can you give me just one moment because we're trying to look something up real quick?
Yep.
Give me just a moment.
I will just keep talking. I'm good at that. So we're going to wait for Sarah to be totally ready. Like I said, there's a lot of logistics that goes with putting this, especially, planning it in a day. So we're working. We'll get it all taken care of. I'm going to do an audio check real quick while I'm waiting for Sarah. I just need a thumbs up in the space if you're able to hear this audio when I play it through. So let me know if you can hear it.
I am not okay. I'm barely getting by.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. That makes sure that has us ready for everything here. I appreciate you guys. Normally, I have Sippy to assist me with my soundboard work, but he is still mobile, and so I don't have that opportunity. He'll be back in his studio for Sunday. Let's see. So awesome to have all of you guys here. I love it.
I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you for being patient with us. We're having to restart. I'm having to have Jeff restart his app. So just be patient. Just give us a few more minutes.
Yeah. I'm good at talking to myself, so it's fine. Don't you worry, Sarah. I will entertain. So if you have not been following Sarah, I imagine most of you, if not all of you, have been following Sarah this whole time. She has been amazing, and she's been boots on the ground with Sippy for the last 2 weeks. So it's been really great to see that the reporting that's been coming from them has been just the facts, no bias, just this is what it is, and keeping us all informed. And I absolutely love that. Sarah is one of the best, if not the best, independent journalists on X, and I know that I appreciate all the work that she's been doing. I'm sure all of you appreciate it as well. And I'm going to try to keep up with the purple pill as best I can. I can't guarantee that it's going to be perfect because it's already got 72 messages, guys. So we're going to try. I have someone else that's also going to be assisting on the moderation of the purple pill. We'll be checking in on normal chat.
Check. Test, check. 1, 2. Test, check. 1, 2.
Thank you.
All right, we've got you.
All right. Ready to take it away, Sarah?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah. All right. Sarah Fields, everybody.
Okay, thank you everyone for being here. I just want to say how much of an honor it is that Jeff is here with us, and that he's agreed to give an exclusive, raw, and unfiltered interview. Many of y'all may have noticed, I have not given much of an update when it comes to the last day of trial. It was very emotional. It was hard to get through. And for the Metcalf family, it was extremely difficult. And so I've held back a little bit on giving a detailed update because I feel like this interview is probably the best way to convey to everybody how that trial ended. And I just want to also just thank Sippy Cup. Sippy Cup is here with me. Can you come sit down? Okay. Sippy Cup is here with me every day that I've been at the trial. He has been there and he's been helping to watch over me because, obviously a lot of these people know who I am and they absolutely hate me. And being outside in that area is not a good idea. So we kind of tag teamed in a way that I was inside in the trial room and he was outside kind of watching things, making sure everything was safe for me, but also taking footage. So if you're not following Sippy Cup 2, which he is not in the space because we're going to be sharing my phone. And so he's going to be speaking from my account because we're using his phone to stream Jeff Metcalf onto Rumble right now. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we give an appropriate thank you to Sippy Cup for making sure that, there was documentation and video footage being shared outside while I was inside getting all the detailed information on the trial. And I definitely want to thank Jeff. I'm so grateful that he is here giving an exclusive interview. So Sippy, did you want to say anything?
Introduces you, you're gonna pop up.
Sip, did you want to say anything?
Hello, I'm Tippy. Yeah, it was crazy out there. It really was. But yeah, we had to keep her safe, right? That's what everybody kept telling me, at least. I don't know. But here's Sarah back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Clearly a man of little words. That's fine. All right, everyone. I want y'all to understand that the gag order is now lifted. Jeff, for the past year, has not been able to speak, which must have been incredibly difficult for him, considering he is grieving and he was grieving deeply. And he was also silenced and he couldn't speak about how he was feeling or what was going on. And I know it was exasperating and it was angering. Not long after my reporting, we connected and we became friends. And I just want to say that what he's been through and what his entire family has been through has been absolutely horrific. And I'm so grateful that now he has an opportunity to come onto this space and share his experience and talk about his loss, raw and unfiltered. So I'm actually going to ask you, Jeff, if you would like, we would like to start at the beginning. And you can say whatever you want, starting first day and the details of exactly what happened when you first got that phone call.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Thank everyone for joining tonight. Frequently, I'm frequently order. Or echoing.
Are we echoing? Why are we echoing? Oh, I mean. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
All right, there we go. So, starting from the beginning, April 2nd, I received a phone call from Coach Jackson and said, Jeff, all I know is Austin has been stabbed. I asked him where. He said Kirkendall Stadium. I immediately hung up the phone and I made it there in about 4.5 minutes. When I arrived, it was pretty chaotic. A lot of police cars, a lot of people. I ran through probably 10 different officers who tried to stop me. When I did reach the track, the scene that I saw was my son, Austin, and they had a C machine on it, which actually automatically pumps on your chest. But when I saw him, I knew he was gone. I prayed for a miracle. And as soon as that happened, I asked the ambulance, the EMTs, what hospital they were taking him to. And once they instructed me where they were going, I directed my attention to finding Hunter. And they said he was taken to the locker room in the field house. So I proceeded to go run over there. And I found Hunter, who was uncontrollably out of control, bawling, emotional wreck. So I have to try to gather him and maintain myself. And all we do is we pray, we pray, we pray. And I tell him, let's go, let's go. I'm taking you to the hospital. You're riding with me. And we get in the car and we're praying. Because I am praying for a miracle at this point, because I know my son was gone. But we get to the hospital, we get in the room. I have to make the phone call to his mom when we were driving to inform her to meet us at the hospital. By this time, the word's getting out to certain family members. Certain people are showing up at the hospital. Takes probably, I'd say, a good 10 minutes before the doctors come in. I knew what was fixing to be said. I knew by the look on their face that Austin had passed away. And they confirmed that. That very second, Hunter spun out of control. And it took 5 officers to get him under control. We had to admit him and get him sedated. And then at that point, they wouldn't allow us to see our son because now it is a crime scene. So they have to process the body. So for over 2 hours, we can't even see Austin. And by this time, a huge crowd of students, parents, friends is overflowing this hospital. It is so touching and so moving. And we're all so distraught over the news of Austin's passing. That moment, I became totally numb and went into what I call survival function mode. I had to find and buy burial plots, funeral homes, arrangements, so many things that had to be done. And I needed to stay focused. That very first night, our church held an impromptu vigil. Our church holds 1,500 people at Hope Fellowship. It was overflowing. There was over 1,700 people that showed up that night. Very touching. An outpouring from the community, friends, family, even people who didn't know us showed up in support. And I spoke that night about who Austin was. He was a leader, on and off the field. He touched people's hearts in ways others couldn't. He was loved by so many, and so many loved him. I told a story that night, and I told the story when I was diagnosed with cancer in my cancer group. They asked us, define success. And it went around the room, and most people, some of the common stuff. Oh, I'd like a big house and car and, a lake property or whatever. But when it came my turn, I had a different view. I said, my success will be judged by how many people show up at my funeral. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you go to a funeral, The people that attend are someone, hopefully, you have touched their life in a positive way. Because one thing about people, they don't remember how big your house was, what kind of car you drove, how big your bank account was, where you got your nails done. None of that matters. What matters is people always remember how you make them feel. They'll never forget how you make them feel. Because there's no U-Haul behind a Hershey. You ain't taking nothing with you. You come in with nothing, you go out with nothing, except for what you leave behind. And what you leave behind is your legacy. Austin's legacy will live forever. I myself will make sure of it. Not only myself, but many others. His mother, his brother, family members, communities. We've set up a scholarship in his name at Memorial High School. For every year, there's going to be the Austin Metcalf Scholarship. We want to give back. We want to help people. That's who Austin was. Austin helped people up. He inspired, he promoted, he encouraged younger classmen, his teammates. He was always there, always believing in them. There were so many kids who came up and spoke that night about how Austin touched people's hearts. And that's what you leave is your legacy, your footprints on hearts. That's how people will be remembered. And for anyone who knew Austin, who loved Austin, that memory will be carried on in their hearts forever. I know I'll say his name from the highest mountaintops till the day I die. That was probably the very worst day of my life. When I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 10, 11 years ago, I thought I was going to die. They told me I had a 50-50 chance. I told God I can't die because I have 2 boys that need their father. I would go through cancer a million times again if I could spend 5 minutes with Austin. When you're faced with your own immortality, it reprioritizes your life. All of a sudden, things that were important don't matter. You really start to really find out what's important in life. It's the people who love you, the people you love, and those who support you when you're down. You should never, ever put someone down or look down upon someone unless you're giving your hand to help them up. And that's who Austin was. Austin was always the helping hand, the big brother, the protector, the leader. He led by example. And he was humble. He didn't even want to join National Honor Society, even though he had a 4.0, even though he was extremely smart. I told him it looks good on your college scholarship application. All he thought about was football. But when he got up between those white lines, even I wouldn't want to go up against him. He turned into controlled rage and chaos. He was a disruptor on defense. He led that team by example. Friday Night Lights, long story short, Friday Night Lights was about Midland, Odessa, Permian. I'm from Louisville. We played Permian every year in the playoffs, semifinals. They beat us every time. Yes, I'm still upset. So, because now they got movies and shows made about them, but it is what it is. Football was a way for Austin to take out some of his frustrations, and he'd work in the weight room, and he'd go do drills by himself and run heels. And he really perfected his craft. He was an unbelievable player. And I know I sound biased because I'm his father, but his numbers don't lie. Go look him up. One game he had 24 tackles. I know. It's unbelievable. He also had interception, fumble recovery. The kid was amazing. And I know there's only a 1% chance of you ever actually making it to the NFL, but deep in my heart, I really thought that kid had a chance. I know for sure many colleges were already interested in him, D1, for the linebackers. And we were already talking about NIL money and how we're going to, make sure you're set for life. I had no idea his life was going to be so short. I'll never understand why. But you're supposed to trust God, and I do. I don't understand his plan, but I have to lean into him for understanding. And to be honest, I will not understand until I sit beside Austin and ask God, why did you have to take him so soon? Because I can't come up with the answer. No parent should ever have to bury their child. It's not a natural procession. And it's probably the worst pain you'll ever feel. I mean, even if you lost your parent, your spouse, because when I went to my grief group, that's pretty much everyone lost their spouse or something. And I'm the only one who lost a child. And it's very, very different. And I'm not minimizing a loss of other people. I'm saying it's a different type of loss that I pray to God no parent ever has to feel or experience. It will crush you. It will break you. And you will never be the same again. But I said the same thing to myself when I had cancer. Hey, man. Yeah, I've got, side effects, but I'm still alive. You learn to live what your new normal is. Well, I'm a piece of clay that God is molding into whatever I'm supposed to be molded into because I have no idea. I trust him. I'll follow it. And we'll see where it takes me. But at the end of the day, man, the man upstairs, he already knows where I'm going. I wish he'd give me a little bit more signs sometimes of where I am going because sometimes I feel lost. But that's when I lean into him even more because he will guide my path. Without God, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Without God, I wouldn't have been able to forgive. A lot of people ask me this question: how could you forgive so fast? I said, because that's what God has taught me. I lost my son. So did God. So me and him are standing toe to toe. Do you know how I feel? I know how you feel. It's not a good feeling. But he talked to me. And he knows my faith is strong. And that is the only reason I was able to survive since April 2nd. I'm a vessel. God will work through me. God works in mysterious ways. God puts people in your life for a reason, for a season, for a day, for a month, for a year, maybe forever. Be thankful. Be humble. Appreciate the small things. Those are the things that really matter. Doesn't matter how big your house is. Would you rather spend time with your kids? Maybe like take them hunting or fishing rather than have them, or would you put them in front of the TV and give them an Xbox and say, here, take care of yourself for the next 3 hours? One of the things about being a dad for me was the biggest blessing in my life. At age 40, I thought God was not going to produce me any children, so I was okay. I had to make peace with that. And then the next thing I know, boom, we're having twins. I'll never forget that day sitting there looking at the sonogram, and the doctor said, oh, there's two. And I went, two what? Is he like, is it okay? He's like, no, you're having two. You're having twins. And I was like, wow, okay. And the world stopped, and then it started spinning, and I'm sitting in the chair, and all I can think of is two cars, two colleges, two everything. And I don't know how I'm supposed to budget for this because it's not like I can return one. So people ask, how'd you do it? I said, I don't know. They didn't come with instructions. You never know how strong you are until you have to be. I would not believe that I am this strong if you're going to tell me that I could survive the death of my son. No, I will tell you I couldn't. By the grace of God and his help, I'm going to get through it. What I've had to endure since that day has really, really deeply affected the way I feel about society, the moral decay, the subcultures that create environments that are not good for our children, the things we promote, the music we listen to, the games we let them play. Are we really being the best parents we can be? What is it? What is being a parent? What, you're a financial provider? I pay the bills, I give them a roof, I give them food. No, bro. Anybody can do that. Anybody can be a dad. You want to be a father? That's a person who shows up. That's a person who's present. That's a person who participates. You show love. You still show discipline, but you show respect. You teach them humility. You teach them about God. I believe in my heart, everything starts at home with your parents and how you're raised. Those people are responsible for instilling values, morals, direction, guidance to give you a step up. Because I told my boys always, I want you both to be better than I ever was. Because I will tell you this, I am the only man on the planet that hopes you are going to be better than me. Everybody out in this world, it's a rough world. It's tough. It's a rat race. It's a cutthroat. It's try to get ahead, try to stay up with the Joneses. But you got to make sure you stay true to your beliefs. I always told them this also. You are free to make any choice you want in life, but you are not free from the consequences. Unfortunately, this just played out in real life because I told them, please don't make a choice that will affect your life forever. Be a DUI, maybe an unexpected pregnancy, maybe you kill someone. I don't know, but none of them are going to end up in a good position. Impulse control. is one of the things that today's youth has a problem with because the parents do not give them enough instruction, guidance, or whatever reason. Maybe they're not around. Maybe they don't have a father in the house. I don't know. But people said, "Oh, your kids are bullies. You come, you're they divorced. It's a split parent home." I got news for you. We live 12 minutes apart. I saw my kids. I I hunted with my kids. I fished with my kids. I never once abandoned them. Nothing. We co-parented the whole time. Megan is an excellent mother. She took care of those boys. I showed them the man side of life. She showed them the other side. We worked congruently together. Our boys were very well rounded, very diversified. We we don't see color. We're not racist. We have friends of all diversities, nationality, ethnicities. It doesn't matter. I'm like God. God doesn't see color. Justice doesn't see color. Hate doesn't see color. Love doesn't see color. If you put on those glasses and you see color as an individual, you need to look in the mirror. You need to reevaluate who you are. Do you contribute to society or are you a detriment? I'm surprised, honestly, by human race and mankind of the despicable, vile display of the most uncompassionate, unempathetic, uncaring, soulless individuals who choose to monetize the death of a dead child or speak very derogatory of him or make memes and talk all over the internet about my son while I'm under a gag order and can't respond. It's like being tied to a chair and someone is slapping your face back and forth, and you can do nothing about it but take it. Well, that day is ended. The muzzle's off. And all you people, I'm telling you up front right now, this is a warning. Karma's a bitch. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I don't have to come after you. It's going to take care of itself. People are going to see you for who you really are now. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is, I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level. But you're despicable. Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or Go Send Go money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other three that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted baby shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny. I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone. And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate, minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit? How about minister fuck you? Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn into wine. And anybody else can, step up. Don't become kicking rocks in my backyard. Look in your own. The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that what you teach them? Do you teach them that racism is okay? Do you teach them? Do you program your kids to hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong, we got white people that embarrass the shit out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that shit. And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do. We all have equal rights. What's it say? All men are created equal. The First Amendment protects free speech. I'm for it. Free speech doesn't guarantee you safety. Perfect example, Charlie Kirk, a man who I admired, looked up to. You know why? Because he could fight with words and logic. He didn't need fists, guns, or knives. No. He sat down and talked with you. How do you solve any situation when there's a problem? Communication. Charlie was an expert. That's one person I admit I would not want to debate. He was a walking chat GPT. But he held strong on his faith. He never wavered. His convictions were solid. He was a good man. Taken too soon also. Some people called him racist. Some people call me racist. Does it make me racist? No. My grandfather once told me, what other people think of you, son, is none of your business. I didn't quite understand it then, but I understand it now. The only person that judges me is God. And God sees all.
Continue.
We're good? Where we leave off?
Just 1 second.
Okay. So back to the parenting situation. When I was a kid, my generation was the best generation to ever grow up. We were the last generation that didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones and we didn't have internet. We actually had to talk to people, conversate. We actually wanted to go outside, not stay inside and play games. Our internet, that was this thing called a Britannica encyclopedia set that you had that you did your homework out of. Or you could go down to the library and use the Dewey Decimal System to look up a book. None of you kids know that. You kids can't even read cursive nowadays, so they don't teach it. They took God out of school. Look what happened. Do you think it's a coincidence that society started to decay even faster when we start removing things that are actually good foundations? God, family, friends, job. That's my pecking order. May not be for everybody's, but it's mine and I own it. Now, some people will ask you, do you know Jeff Metcalf? Yeah. What do you think about him? He's an asshole. Or he's the greatest guy. He'll give you the shirt off his back. So they both can be right because I give what you get, or what you give, or to me, I'll give you back. So am I racist? Yeah, I'm racist against assholes. I don't like them. I could care less about the color of your skin. We all bleed the same color. The mental capacity of others sometimes astonishes me. At someone at a certain age, let's just say 40, 50, I would assume, and this is my fault for making assumptions, that you would have common sense, that you be intelligent. You could make a difference between right and wrong. Nah, ain't got nothing to do with age, ain't got nothing to do with color. It's up to you, who you want to be. You chart your course. Guess what? It's not going to go the way you think. Promise. If there's a person who exists on this entire planet who's never had a problem, one, in their life, please step up. I want to meet you because I want to know how you did that. It's not possible. Life is not easy. God doesn't say that. God says there's going to be trials and tribulations. God says there's going to be people out there who will deceive you. People out there, I mean, if we want to go back Old Testament, eye for an eye, Sodom and Gomorrah, turn to stone, man lays with a man, you die. I mean, this is all your personal choices. It's none of my business. I stay in my lane. Just don't come in my lane with your bullshit. I respect everyone until they disrespect me. I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times while I've had to sit here and take it. I'm going to tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a pussy and a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's gonna have many nights to think about what the fuck he did. I forgave him so I don't carry the hate and the anger. So I don't get ate up like cancer and kills you from the inside. It's like me drinking poison and hoping it kills you. Doesn't work that way. You gotta let that stuff go or it will kill you. It will eat you up inside. So when people ask me, how can you forgive him? If I didn't, I would have wound up killing him and going to prison myself. That's how stupid people, when you get irrational, because you can't make a good decision if you're emotional. Emotion and intellect do not mix. If you're emotional, you can't come up with a logical solution. It doesn't work. You have to be level headed. You have to be clear of mind. When you become emotional and you make decisions, things can go very wrong. And you better hope there's a way out for you. Because some situations, as we all know, they don't turn out well if you make the wrong choice. Or you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time in front of the wrong person. And I'm not just talking about Austin. Just go look, just visit Chicago for a weekend. How many shootings do they have? And they have gun laws. Woohoo! How's that working out for you guys? If you told me after 9/11 that New York would have a Muslim mayor in a sanctuary city, I would tell you you're crazy because we were all gung ho, USA, all the way, patriotic, love my country. And now look where we're at. How do we get there? Who's responsible for our youth? Who? They're the leaders of tomorrow. What are you doing to prepare them? How are you teaching them? What are you showing them? When you act out and your kids see you, they think that's a appropriate behavior. They assume it's okay because mommy and daddy do it. All you people out there, all your little bots, all your little phone calls, all your death threats, and that who's that big fag dude from Arizona? Lady Gaga, gag on something. I don't know his name. Mr. Tough Guy talks big shit like he's gonna come find me. Oh, Jeff. Guess what? Go suck a dick, dude. That's your favorite hobby. Tiffany Billions, you look like a fucking water buffalo. We're gonna start hurling insults. We can go back and forth. But here's the deal. I'm not gonna engage, bro. I'm gonna give you a little taste and that's it. I'm done. Cause you know what? You're not worth the sweat off my fucking balls. You don't live rent free in my head. You don't get a second of me at all. You wanna find me? You know where to find me. You think I'm scared? Underestimate me. That'll be fun. I'm not some tough guy, dude. Nah, I'm a real guy. You want to fuck around and find out, as y'all say? If you feel froggy, jump. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna like the landing. I have God on my side. I fear nothing. I can walk through the valley of death. I don't give a shit. I have the protection of God's armor. My statement that I didn't fully get to read because it was censored.
1 second.
Okay. So I was saying I had written this and made a video. Where's the video? That I wanted played. And they said that you could play it, but you couldn't have any audio, which irritated me. Then
Hey, Jinx. Can you bring up the video? And okay.
now I'm
I
not
am
ready
not
to go and leave.
okay.
We good? Okay.
I'm barely
So the video's playing?
getting by.
Will be.
I'm losing
So anyway, this
track of
video
days,
is something I put together.
losing sleep at night.
People always said I was an
I
absentee
am
father.
not
I think
okay. I'm hanging on the rails. So if I say I'm fine, just know I learned to hide it well. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright.
these are my boys. These are my life. This is my why. We all have a why. Why do we do things? Why do we get up? Why do we work? My boys were my world. Just like they were to Megan, and just like he was to his twin brother. I'm not a twin. I can't understand the bond. I've heard about it. I've read about it. I've seen it. But I can't say I know how it feels. Just like most people can't say I know how it feels to lose a child. Now, it's a smaller club to be in, and the dues are extremely high. I didn't ask for membership. It was served. My boys, I loved watching them play everything. Basketball, soccer, baseball, football, jujitsu. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Jujitsu. Yeah. My boys are trained MMA jujitsu fighters. My boys were 8 and 9 when they started with jujitsu with me. The sling that supposedly, quote, I was in at the news conference, well, I had just had my shoulder replaced totally because the year before I had torn my rotator cuff and I didn't want to get it fixed right away because I could still live with it. It got to the point where it kept popping out, so I had surgery and I had to replace. All of a sudden, the injury was from 5 years earlier, and I know when I injured it, I was training we were just rolling, me and Austin, Hunter, we were just going drilling, basically doing drills. And I put myself in a bunk position, and when I tried to move, I knew it hurt my shoulder. That was that. No one broke my shoulder. No one fought me. Once again, your narratives, where do y'all come up with this crap? You sit at home and like think and have no job and take your EBT card to Walmart? I don't understand this shit. Why in the world do you come up with crap about a dead kid and you want to attack me and his brother and his mom? What kind of person are you? This is what scares me about the future. Because yeah, I'm already past here. I'm on the downside. I know that. I've already lived more than where I'm going to live next. I've lived a good life. I think. I've lived a blessed life because many times and many opportunities, I could have had the opportunity to go down the wrong path. By the grace of God, somehow he would interject someone into my life or change my job, which I didn't think I should, but he did. So things would happen. And I can look back now at my life and go, look, man, here are the tack points of where God interjected and either saved you or moved you to go the right direction. But when you're going through it, you can't see it. It's like being in the middle of a storm, blowing, rain, it's all crazy. But once you get through the storm, everything breaks and it clears up and you can see. That's kind of like what life is. It really is. Because when I was 18, which is same age as my son now, Hunter, I was 18, 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I knew everything and my parents were dipshits. I was so amazed by the age 26 about how smart they had become. Yeah. And God's repaying me right now for the shit I did to my parents through my son. I'm getting it shoved right back into my face now. And it's the hardest thing in the world now as a parent to want to try to help and fix. And they're at that age where they're starting to fly out of the nest. And you don't want them to go because you still want to protect them from the world. But that's not the natural progression of life. I'm losing two sons. One I can go visit locally. The other one, he's going out of state. He's leaving. He's going to school. He's going to make something of himself. Hunter Metcalf will not be known as Austin's brother. Hunter Metcalf is a man all by himself. And I say man because I will show you. When Hunter had to step up and give a victim impact statement, I was truly worried. I didn't know if he could make it. He did better than me, which is what I always want. He remained calm. He stayed in control of his emotions. He spoke with a monotone voice, didn't get too high, too low, and was respectful. But what happened was, I saw a boy walk up to that witness stand. But what I saw leave was a man. He showed me, Dad, you taught me. I know how to do this. I know how to speak. I know how to communicate.
Soon. All right. Good night. Good night. Hey, I'm like exhausted, so I'm just gonna go to bed. So
and let this video play. I'm sorry.
I'm already on the way home now, so that's good. I'm so tired. I'm gonna hit the hay, but just text me that you get home safe and that you're feeling better tomorrow or something like that. All right? And you know what I mean. But you mean a lot to me, Tate, and I'm always here for you. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow. Hope you do well. You will. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Tate. Hope you had fun tonight. And yeah, all right. Good night. I miss you. I miss you a lot. Bye-bye, Tate. Good night, Tate. You hope safe. Good night, love bug. Good night, Teddy bug. Just kidding. Miss you too. Yeah. Good night, Teddy. Thank you for the song, especially in the note. Really, really, really appreciate that. And you the GOAT. Love you. Good night, Teddy bug. Good night. Good night, Teddy bug. Good night, Tate. Love you. Miss you too. Hey, I'm going to bed. Love you. Good night. Good night. I love you so much.
Hunter Metcalf will accept the posthumous diploma in honor of his brother, Austin Metcalf.
Graduation was a special.
Get one best friend in your life, and mine's is dead. That shit hurt.
Sitting home alone,
And gonna stay hurt.
thinking about my past.
So don't look to me for no words of wisdom,
Wondering how I made it,
cause I ain't got nothing for you.
and how
It's delayed, but it's there. It's about a 10-second delay. 10. So it's over. So I'm glad we were able to play that in its entirety. It showed who Austin really was and who he spent time with. But I want you to look at that quote. I want you to read it with me. A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. I want to say that one more time so it's loud and clear for everybody to hear and understand. A lie is temporary, but the truth lasts forever. You know where I found this quote? I know the person who's looking at me right now does. I appreciate it, Mr. Drew Anthony, off your Facebook page. How poetic justice is served. You just do a big softball and knocked it out of the park. Thank you for making it so easy for me. So you can live with your lie if you want to, but my truth is forever. Just like the fact your son is a convict and a killer. Forever. Forever is a long time. What's your master plan, Mr. Anthony? To use your son as income and soak up as much money playing victim to line your pockets and then abandon him when he's at sentencing or victim impact? You just left him up there by himself? Amazing. Amazing. What about you, Drew? What kind of father are you? You want to talk about what kind of father? All right, let's talk about what kind of father you are. Let's talk about your arrest. Let's talk about your warrants. Oh, was it drugs? Coke? You did? Tell me some other shit. Let's pull it up. Because I'm welcome every one of you to pull up my criminal history. Someone who tried to make up some bullshit saying I'm a sexual assault person. Guess what? If you're convicted of sexual assault in Texas, you have to register. Please check the registry. Please check my background in criminal history. It's not there. You tried to spin a narrative to make me look bad because you look bad already by yourself. You fuck up all your own. I don't need to help you. I hope you're proud of yourself, bro. I hope you go home and tell your 3 little kids your brother's in prison because he's a dumbass and he stabbed someone. Tell me how you're going to parent the other ones. Tell me how you're going to explain to them that their brother is a killer. You're going to have family reunions? You're going to leave an empty chair for him? Are y'all all going to wear the striped suits or an orange jumpsuit in remembrance? I don't know. Your name will be forgotten in a matter of weeks or months or a year. But Austin's name, that lives on forever. It's a legacy. You know what they put in the yearbook? The cover of the yearbook said, "More than just." And you open it up, and the very first page is Hunter Metcalf carrying his brother's jersey of the first home game, running out of the tunnel. Probably one of the most emotional moments I've ever seen watching him play football, because it was the first time he was not on the field with his brother. I can't imagine the mental fortitude that young man has, because there is no way I could have done or played a down, much less a season. The amount of pressure he probably felt, because he slid over to take Austin's position. They played together, inside, outside. Now Hunter takes over, he's inside, he leads the team, he wins. He has the most tackles in the district and had to miss a game due to concussion. He gets all the honors. He's all district, he's this, he's that, he's team captain, he's Austin 2.0. But he's still Hunter Metcalf, not Austin's brother. He will make a name for himself, just like Austin did. But when they come running out on that field, him holding that jersey, and all eyes are on him. The whole world is watching. Made every news channel. You think we like the spotlight? You think I want to be here? I'm forced into this position. I didn't sign up. I didn't ask for my son to get murdered. But I have to deal with it in a constructive, positive way, because I still have to be a role model for Hunter. I still have someone who depends and counts on me. I can't let him down. It's the same way I feel about God. I don't want to let him down. But will I fail? Yes, sometimes I do. We all do. But do the best job you can, man. Be present for your kids. You can't get back time. Time is something. Can you make time? Can you spend time? Is there enough time? Is there a lot of time? Time is something that's very intangible. But one thing about time is it doesn't stop. Even though I felt like it stopped April 2nd, 2025. My life was forever changed. And I've had to deal with that. Megan's life has forever changed. It pains me to see the pain in her eyes. And it really pains me to see Hunter go through what he has to do and be as strong as he is. It's unbelievable. One of the best times, and this is a God thing. So we had the same hunting lease for 16 years. Since my boys were 2 years old, they had been going to hunt and go out, and we'd watch wildlife and look at deer and turkeys and see the cows, and and we lived outdoors. We'd sit underneath at night at the stars, and we had an app on the phone where you could pull it up and it would tell you the constellations. And I taught them about stars and how to navigate and how sailors did it to sail the seas. And I just taught them, this is the Milky Way, that's Orion's belt. I spent time with them. Time is the most important thing in life, because you can't get it back. Because once it's gone, it's gone. It's like your kids grow up once. Don't miss it. Don't be absent. Don't work too hard because you think you're providing. You know what they want? They don't give a shit about their new clothes or their fancy Xbox games or what. Well, they may think that, but the truth of the matter is, when you look back on it and you see the time you either wasted or you spent it well. Now, everybody in life will die with a regret. You just try to die with as few regrets as possible. The one regret that I know I will not have, I will not have anything as far as what type of father I was. I don't regret it. I spent time with my boys. I loved my boys. I taught my boys. I tried to make my boys go to church when they were really young, but they fought me. And I was arguing with God because, like, I'm trying every day, God, but they're not listening. So God works in funny ways. I told you this earlier. All of a sudden, when the kids in school and his friends were going to church on Wednesday night, all of a sudden it became cool. Cool. If I can't do it, God says, hold my beer. I got this. Watch this. And he arranges it so God is introduced to their life through their friends. I recently saw one of the counselors who led the small group with Austin and Hunter, and he told me about the time he needed someone to step up and lead. And guess who was the first one to raise his hand? Austin always wanted to be first. He was firstborn. You could say he was the big brother. He always had Hunter's back. Hunter always had his too. But they were only a few minutes apart. But Austin always took that lead role. It was built inside of him. It was manifested that way. I do believe I will take some credit. I tried my best to instill values and morals and teach him about life and what it was to be a man. And he was taken. I didn't mean to get off story, but we were talking about the deer lease and them going hunting with me for the last 16 years. Well, what happened was the landowner reached out to us right before we were going to make our next payment for the following year. We still had 2 months left on the lease we had paid for, but he informed us that we had to get everything off the property, that he was going to sell the property, and we had to get everything off by March 31st. And anything left behind was going to be property of the new owners. Well, I had just had complete shoulder replacement. So I'm one armed. I'm no good to help. So I have to rely on my friends and my family to go down there and get as much stuff as we can. Because we have 16 years worth of stuff. And I'm talking blinds, feeders, four-wheelers, smokers, you name it. We could live out there. If there was an apocalypse, that's where I'd go. So we go this very last weekend. We all know it's a goodbye. The irony of it is unreal. That hunt was probably the best hunt in my entire life. I wish I could be like Groundhog Day. I could go back and just relive it, relive it, relive it, relive it. It's a great story. It's opening weekend of turkey season. We go out the first day. And I'm calling, and we got gobbles, but they're all henned up and they're not coming. So I tell the boys, hey, we're going to have to get out of the pop-up. We're going to have to like go chase birds and see if we can call them in. So we get out and we start walking. And Austin told me the night before, he said, Dad, I'd really like to shoot a pig because I've never shot a pig. I really want a pig. And even though I haven't shot a turkey, I really would like to shoot a pig. I said, well, they're mostly nocturnal, but I brought the ARs with the thermals. We'll hog hunt at night. Okay. So we get up out of the pop-up and we start working our way down the creek. And we come up upon a field. And about 300 yards across the field, there are 6 hogs that walk out. Austin turns to me and says, Dad, can we shoot them? I said, well, all we have is shotguns. And no. What do we do? I said, well, there's only one alternative here that's left. You're going to have to run all the way back to the cabin and then grab the rifle and run all the way back. Okay. Now, don't me wrong. Austin's 6 foot, 215, doing track drills to increase his speed and was running a 4.7. I don't know how, but the cabin is over a half mile. This boy shows back up in 15 minutes. And I'm like, what? And he's breathing hard and he's sweating. I was like, just take a breath. And I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. These hogs can't see very well, but they can smell. We're going to stay downwind and we're going to move down this fence line. And I bet you they're going to come across this field and they're going to go to this creek. And that's where we're going to intercept them. Okay. So we start moving. They start moving. We get within 200. Dad, can I shoot one? No, not yet. We get within 100. Dad, they're close. Can I shoot one? No. Follow me. Be quiet. It's about patience. Don't rush. We get 45 yards away. I said, come here. Put your gun on this fence post. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Take your time. Slowly pull the trigger. So we step back, me and his brother, and we're watching. There's 6. I said, shoot the biggest one on the left. Boom! I see legs going up. Me and Hunter are yelling at him, reload, reload, because there's 5 more running around. And he's like, I got him, I got him. I'm like, reload. So he's trying to chamber a shell. We're looking down this path, and these pigs are crossing. 1, 2, 3, 4, shoot one. 5 goes across, then he shoots. And I'm like, he goes, I think I missed that one. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go see what you got. We got down there and we gave each other the biggest hug. And he was so proud. I know a lot of people don't like guns and don't like hunting, and that's okay. That's I respect your opinion. But my boys, they know how to hunt, fish, use a knife. They can survive. I taught them a lot of life skills that I hope they never have to use. But if they do know how. This is a picture of a place on our lease. The very first day I took them fishing. I had this same exact picture made into a necklace when I had cancer. And it said Metcalf Strong on the back with this laser on the front. Sort of like a dog tag type thing. And I sold those to help pay for my treatments and everything. I still have some, but this picture will forever be ingrained in my heart. So we spent many years in the woods hunting. I remember the boys when they were small, they'd help me, and they were my eyes. Dad, there's a deer. Be quiet. Dad, when do we get a gun? When do we get to shoot? They're 5. I said, maybe when you're 8, thinking that's 3 years. They'll forget. No. 8th birthday rolls around. Dad, where's our rifles? Yeah. Remember when I said 2 of everything? Yeah. 2 of everything. I don't even get to go buy 2 guns for myself. So went out and got them rifles. Took them out there, taught them gun safety, taught them how to operate a firearm with proper safety, understanding how it works, understanding how to clean it, understanding how to take it apart. Matter of fact, I've showed Hunter so much now, he can disassemble my Glock with his eyes closed and put it back together with his eyes closed. Because I tell people, oh, I'm a good shot. Really? You shoot paper targets? Yeah. Oh, okay. Has anybody ever shot at you? What? Yeah. Do me a favor. Do a 50-yard sprint. Stop, and then pull your trigger 3 times. Let's see how your grouping is. Going to the range only gives you muscle memory. It doesn't teach you how to handle a stressful situation. If you're not trained, if you don't know, you panic, you die. Not my kids. Hunter almost became as good a shot as I am. Now, Austin, he was a little bit more challenged, and Hunter used to razz him. It was funny. But Hunter, he wasn't first. Austin always want to be first. And I'm sitting in a deer stand this past year on a new place that's foreign to us. And I'm by myself. And if you have Facebook on your phone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It will pop up with like memories from, whenever. So I'm out there hunting. It's the first hunting season I've had without Austin. It's December 30th. I can remember it well because my phone pops up. Memory. And it's the memory of the day that Austin shot his first buck. And I have it videoed and I do an interview with him. I thought I had misplaced the video because I looked for it, I never could find it. But it popped up that day while I'm hunting. And at that time, I look over to my right. I see a cardinal. Now, I know not everyone may believe this, but I do. Cardinals are a sign for people that come visit you that have passed on. I felt his presence. Every deer in that county was safe at that moment because I couldn't see through my scope because of the tears. This is me and him. I still have that in my office on the wall with the empty casing, written the date. He was so proud of himself, but I was more proud. My boys meant everything. We love to go fishing together. We have a very good friend. Tawny and Corey Vincent run a fishing guide service on Richland Chambers and Lake Whitney. Guaranteed guide service. No fish, no pay. You talk about salt of the earth people. They're true friends. Tawny, she lived 3 streets up from where I grew up. We all knew each other. When I talk about time and relationships, this is what I talk about. When this happened, Tony and Corey reached out and said, hey, we have cabins here. We want you to come stay. We know Hunter didn't get a turkey that day. We've got a hunt with a guide set up for you. I didn't ask for anything. These people just did it. What kind of people do you think they are? What kind of parents do you think they are? What kind of grandparents do you think they are? I can tell you. One's a hope that I can be just like them. They're good people. They're kind people. The world needs more kind people. If you can't find one, be one. You never know what a person's going through. It doesn't cost you 1 cent to smile. Friday nights, you talk about smiling. That is the epitome of life. That's my son who just made the game-winning interception coming off the field to celebrate. This was my son when they didn't win this game. He came to me and said, Dad, I tried my hardest. He was in tears. His passion was unbelievable. Everything he did, he had passion. He never half-assed anything. He was all in. All in. Let's talk about that. When this tragedy occurred, Memorial High School decided they were going to dedicate the entire year. And the motto was all in Warriors. A stood for Austin. The 2 1s were the L's. That was his number 11. I standard for integrity. N standard for never quit. July 31st are my son's birthdays. July 31st, we had football parent player banquet and it to start the season to get us off. I had just come from the cemetery of spending 2 hours standing over Austin's grave, telling him how much we missed him, how much he meant to the team, and how much we need him. You're the 12th man now. So I show up at the auditorium thinking it's going to be just like any other parent football conference we've been to the previous 3 years. Boy, was I surprised I was wrong. When they busted out this all-in motto and told what they stood for, and they had multiple friends of Austin come up and talk about who he was and what it meant. The last person to speak was Hunter. He explained what the N stood for. Never quit. Once again, I told you that boy is the strongest person I've ever seen in my life. And I don't say that because I'm biased. He stood up there after 5 of his buddies gave heart-jerking, tear-dropping testimonies of how Austin impacted their life and what he meant. Then it was Hunter's turn. I don't think I could have done it, but he did. Never quit. That's one thing about my boys. They never quit anything. I may not have been the perfect father, but I was a damn good one. He had a great brother. He had a great mom. All three of us worked together to help. All three of us grieve differently. All three of us feel the loss differently. There is no playbook to grief. There's no instructions. There is no time limit. Oh, you'll get over it. Oh, in time, you'll feel better. Anyone who says that, I'm going to slap the shit out of you and go, did that hurt? No, it didn't. Don't tell me what you don't know. Me, Hunter, Austin, best hunt ever. We went to eat our favorite barbecue place. We'd stop. It's on 281. It was called Natty Flats. It has the world's biggest cedar rocking chair in the world made, sitting out front, probably 40, 50 feet. We've always eaten there. Boys love ribs. My cousin Kyle, who's hunted with me since I've taught him, Kyle was, before my kids were born, was asking me, can I go hunt with you? Can I go hunt with you? No, you're too young. Well, eventually I had to give in. Kyle is more like a brother than a cousin. Kyle's my ride and die. If I need something, I can pick up the phone. He'll be here. If I need $10,000, he'll send it to me. Don't even ask why. If I say I need you here, he gets in the truck and drives. Doesn't ask why. Just shows up. That's what our family's about. That's what I tried to instill to our boys. Family. Family's after God. You do what you do for family. You take care of family. I don't know why God decided to take a part of my family. I'm supposed to be learning some sort of lesson, I'm sure. I'm being molded into something that I have no clue what it is. I'm still waiting to see the finished product because I have no clue. I should have been dead multiple times. Still here. I could have made wrong choices and been in prison. Every time, God put something in the way. God redirected my path. I can look back on my life now and see those tag points. But when you're 18, you think you have all the answers. I see so much of me in Hunter. He's already made me proud. It's only going to continue. But I can't imagine, or nor do I even want to try to imagine, if I had a twin brother who was stabbed to death in my arms as I pray and put my hands on the hole to keep the blood from coming out. And he tells me, Dad, I saw his eyes roll back in his head. I saw his soul leave his body, and mine went with him. How do you comfort a child who tells you that? Because it shattered me into pieces. And I've yet to put them all back together. They won't go back together the same. Three days before he was killed, he posted this on his X. Faith that God got me and my work will pay off. 3 days. He's gone. Greatest hunt ever. Gone. Graduation. Very touching. Almost surreal for me. For that, we're going to talk about Frisco ISD in a minute, but during that graduation ceremony, he got his diploma and he walked down, and then he turned around and had to go back up and get his brother's diploma. The whole place erupted with applause, which turned into a standing ovation. Every single person in the arena for 30 seconds or more until Hunter made it back to his seat and sat down. Everyone stood and clapped. It, I can't even explain how I felt. It was bittersweet. I was so happy for Hunter and so proud. But at the same time, his brother should have been there sitting beside him, not the empty seat. Life isn't fair. You have to play the hand you're dealt sometimes. It sucks. Because if I have a 6'9" and I'm playing poker, you think I'm going all in? No. All in takes a whole new meaning. Everybody in the stadium had shirts. All in. I know many people will know this, some may don't. You know what this means? No, it's not a gang sign. If you have any person has maybe a hearing impairment, this is sign language. This is I love you. Anytime you see my boys in their pictures and they're together and they're doing this, it's not a gang sign. I taught them. This is what it means. I love you. So when you're on the field and you see me, just do that. You don't have to say nothing to me. Just acknowledge. Was that a thing? No one knew. I didn't have to tell anyone. I'm not looking for kudos. I'm not looking for recognition. I don't even want the damn spotlight on me. We're good?
No, you're good.
We're good. Okay. So I forgot where I was now. Right. Well, we'll just move on to the next topic. This is what happens when you get brain fog. Talking about I love you. I remember. This past season, the team has something to play for, the motto. And there's a young man. I'm not going to use his last name, but his name's Carson. Very good friend of Austin and Hunter's. Mine too. Probably one of the most respectful, well-mannered kids I've ever met in my life. His parents did an outstanding job. Kudos, Abby, to all your boys. Carson never played football. Played soccer. Our kicker transferred to Anna. So what's Hunter and Austin do? They tell hey, Carson, you need to come kick for us. Knowing Austin and Hunter, especially Austin, he got him to come kick. I'll never forget this moment. We were down. We had the ball. Less than a minute to play. We drive down the field. There's 4 seconds left on the clock. Carson, it's up to you, bro. It's about a 40-yard field goal. No chip shot, no gimme. If you're writing a movie, you couldn't script it any better. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm praying to God. Please let us get this victory. Ball snapped. Carson kicks it. I don't breathe. He goes through for the win. The eruption, the sheer emotion showed by them, every person on that field and in the stands. We all knew who else was watching. That was probably the highlight of the season for me, to watch those boys who worked so hard and sacrificed so much and loved Austin and laid it all out. Because we all dream about that moment if you play sports. You play basketball, the winning shot for the championship, 3, 2, 1, yeah. Kicking the winning field goal as time runs out. Team wins. As kids, we always do that, playing around, on the park, 3, 2, 1, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, this was reality. This was real. This was happening in front of me. And I felt Austin's presence there watching as he smiled above us. He always called me Pops. It was cute because he had this little smirk. He'd be like, "It's okay, Pops. I got this, Pops." The night after he was killed, I had a dream. It didn't last very long. I see Austin. And he's wearing his camo that we were hunting in. And he walks up to me and says, "Pops, I'm okay." And I wake up. And I just bawl for hours. But he came to me and told me, "I'm okay." And I said, "I'm not." I was forever changed by that day. Not only me, but everybody in my family, everybody who knew him. And I want to talk about something that a lot of people miss and don't talk about. What do you think the effect, if you're a kid and you're in the bleachers and you witness a murder and your friend dies in front of you? Are you going to have PTSD? Do you need counseling? Is it going to affect you for the rest of your life? These are 16, 17-year-old kids. These are people who had to get up on the witness stand and tell the story again. Every one of them had to relive it. Most are in counseling. Most are still affected by it. It didn't just tear my family. It tore a community. I got letters and phone calls from people who don't even know me, telling me I'm some sort of inspiration. No, I'm not. I'm a human being. That's God working through me. I am nothing special. I will never be able to replace Austin. I know that. What I'm learning to do and what my counselor has taught me is I'm not learning to live without him. I'm learning to live for him. And she said it's healthy for me to always speak about Austin. Some people think it's uncomfortable for me. It's actually not. I actually enjoy talking about Austin. It brings happy memories back to me. I don't look at the sad things. I don't remember him as the kid who got stabbed. I remember him as the kid who looks over and says, "Dad, I think it's a buck. Can I shoot it?" Memories can never be taken away. No one can ever steal them from you. Make as many as you can with your kids while you still can. Because one day they're going to grow up, they're going to leave. I pray to God it doesn't wind up in the situation I'm in where they pass before you do. But there's no guarantees in life other than taxes and death. And hell, I know people that cheat death and taxes. So I don't know. What kind of commitment or what kind of job or how did you contribute to society while you were here? How'd you leave your mark? What were you known for? Ask your friends, ask your sons, ask your daughters. How do you see me? What do you think about me? Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, who am I? Are you lying to yourself? Or can you look yourself in the eye? I've taught my boys about respect, integrity, humility, love, kindness. There was a story that was once told to me. I'm sure many people have heard it. I'm going to condense it about the old Indian chief talking to the young buck. He says, inside you lives two different animals, the wolf, the bear. And they both fight. And the boy asks, which one wins? One is hate, envy, jealousy, rage, love, kindness, humility. Which one wins? The answer was the one you feed the most. So what are you going to feed? You can feed yourself full of hate. You can feed yourself full of love. How do you impact the world? How do you teach your kids? Are you a role model? Are you are you the type person that doesn't let your spouse look at your phone? Why? You hiding something? Are you honest with yourself? Are you honest with your kids? Because guess what? Your kids know when you're lying. They don't tell you. They just watch and they learn. Oh, it's okay to do that because mom and dad do it. Trust me. You can break the chain. I'm living proof. My father was probably one of the worst fathers ever in the world. And that's okay. Because he taught me exactly what not to do as a father. And I swore to myself, I would never, ever be like that if I had kids. But I already had reserved the fact that I wasn't going to have kids. And me and God talked. I told him, okay, you're going to cut me short? Fine, deal. I'm good with it. I'm not pissed anymore. 2 months later, I'm watching the national championship game at my brother's house. Halftime. Megan goes, come down here. What? The game. We go into the bathroom. I was like, what are we doing? Like, we can't be doing this right here in my brother's house. And she's like, no, look. And I looked down and I said, is that what I think it is? It was a pregnancy test. It was positive. She was scared. I was ecstatic. That day, that moment in time is one of those tack points I talked about where your life changes. Changed me forever. Made me a better man. Gave me the opportunity to experience something. Unless you're a parent, you don't get it. I understood my parents way better when I became a father. My mother is 79 years old, who just retired last year and got married. Wow. My mom, she's my rock. She's always there if I need her. I can't do anything to disappoint her. Just like I didn't want to do anything to disappoint my boys. I'm scared we lost it. I think we lost their camera.
Take just a minute break. Is that okay? Can you mute yourself? Everyone, we're going to take a 1-minute break really quick. The camera froze on the live stream, and we're fixing it really quick.
We're fixing to open it.
And very soon we are going to be opening up for questions. If you want to go ahead and be scrolling through questions to ask, is it? One moment. Jinx, how does the camera work for the stream now? Okay.
All right, boys and girls. I could probably sit here and talk for another 2 weeks, but we're not going to do that. I will mention one other topic before I get with questions. and that's going to be the Frisco ISD incidents and treatment. First, I will say this: Mike Waltrip, the superintendent who has recently resigned and retired, is the most spineless, coward piece of shit I've ever met in my entire life. This is the same individual who got pressured from Dominique, irrelevant minister, whatever, Alexander, and the Freeman Group, saying that we're going to riot if you don't let him graduate. They folded like a cheap tent to the pressure. It went against, I even had a meeting with them, and all he could say was, I followed the law, I followed the law, I followed the law, like a little parrot. No, following the law and doing the right thing is not always the same thing. You hid behind the law because you're too coward. You can't be a man to stand up and do the right thing. I showed you in your handbook, mandatory expulsion, murder, mandatory attendance policy. He didn't go back to school after April 2nd. I don't give a shit if he had the credits. Didn't make the attendance. Shouldn't have been able to graduate. You still gave a murderer a diploma. But yet you didn't respond to my ex-wife's email till after the elections. You waited over 30 days to respond with a callous, incompassionate response that just showed how shallow you were. And then when I got to meet you face to face, you little bald-headed piece of shit, you sat there, looked me in the eye and said, I didn't fold. Well, who did? The buck stops with you. You're the superintendent. Thank God you're no longer here. Everyone thinks you did such great things for Frisco. Really? Then why do we have declining enrollment? Why are we losing funding because of populations and growth displacement? Why are we having people homeschool their kids more? I can tell you, because Frisco ISD is no longer what it used to be. Just like this town is no longer than what it used to be. Now, I'm not here to talk about H-1 visa fraud or different ethnic groups who have decided to invade Frisco. Everyone can live where you want to live. But this complexity of this city has changed dramatically. And I'm not saying it's for the better. But Frisco ISD, with the video, when they fumbled that whole ordeal, oh, we're not going to let the police have it. We're going to hold on to it because Frisco ISD owns it. But we're going to open it up to let people come in and view it. But you have to sign in. But you can't tape it. And then you screw it up and you let a child pedophile, convicted pedophile, view the video of kids. You let an activist who is blatantly lying and spreading false information about me, my son, and everybody else, you let them look. I what? Not only that, I asked him straight up who was responsible for allowing school property to be used 3 weeks after my son was murdered at the same exact stadium. After fumbling, I said, it's either you or someone else. Who is it? He said, it's me. You made the decision to let a white supremacist hold a rally on the same grounds my son was murdered 3 weeks prior. Everyone thought I was going to jump on board with this jackass Jake Lang. Well, guess what? My friend Bruce Carter, yeah, the big black boy with the cowboy hat on, yeah, my buddy. I said, Bruce, you have to go in my place. The DA says I can't go. So Bruce shows up and says, hey, did you ask Jeff to use his son's image? No, Jeff stands with us. No, he doesn't. Jeff sent me. Bruce calls me, tells me where he's at, tells me what's going on. I had no clue I was on speakerphone at that moment. So I'll let Mr. Lang speak, gave him his time, talked about I should be upset and lashing out at the black people and all white people should be mad. And here's the feeling, guys. Like I said before, I'm not racist against whites or blacks. So what I tell Mr. Lang after he spoke, he thought I was going to jump on board and we were going to have this big rally. My exact words were this: Mr. Lang, you, my friend, are part of the fucking problem. I don't condone what you do. I am not associated with you. Take my son's name off your website. Do not use his image ever again. I don't support you. Don't ever mention my name. So all the black people went, oh, well, maybe he's not racist. No shit. Like I said, if you're an asshole, I don't care. I don't like you. Jake Lang is an asshole. He's a white asshole. Charleston White, he's a black asshole. Jackie Chan, if you don't like him, he's a Chinese asshole. I don't care. It don't matter. Frisco ISD then proceeded to do this. This was the icing on the cake for me. Me and Megan went to the school board, went to the school officiating building, asked for a meeting. They granted it. And all we asked for was to have Austin's name read and give a posthumous diploma to his brother. That's it. No big hoopla, no special stopping, no big banners and signs, no bands, nothing. Read his name, empty seat, give his brother his diploma. That's it. They said no. We'll give you some other options. We can do a private ceremony where it's just y'all. What? The response from one of the women across the table was, well, we've had more than one student die this year. Before I could open my mouth, Mama Bear let loose and said directly to her, how many of those students were murdered on school property? She couldn't answer. She answered for her. One, Austin. We left that building. They said, Mr. Waltrip's not in the building at the moment. Okay. Because then they tried to pawn it off. Dr. Mims. Hi, Dr. Mims. Remember me? Sure you do. Because I slid across the emails that were sent to Waltrip. I said, this is why you folded. You're going to look me in the eye right now and tell me you're going to give a diploma to a murderer, but you're not going to give one to my son who was murdered at school under your watch. He said, it's comes from above. I said, the only person above is Mr. Waltrip. I said, I will wait out front until he returns. So I walked out front. I asked the receptionist, please, I need to see Mr. Waltrip as soon as he's available. I'll sit down with Megan. For 20 minutes, we wait. Then his secretary comes down and says, I'm so sorry, Mr. Waltrip's not in the building today. What did he do? Run out and hide? Bullshit. He didn't want to face me again. I don't blame him because I'd have ripped his ass up, tore him apart, spit him out in small chunks. I told Dr. Mims what I'm going to do. When I walk out of here today, I'm going to contact every news reporter I know, every social media influencer, every person who will listen. And I'm going to scorch you and tell them that you denied my son a diploma. Let's talk about 3 weeks earlier. Oh, that's right. You had an elementary teacher who got arrested for taking pictures of little boys. You think Frisco ISD doesn't have egg on his face already? You tripped over this murder case time after time. You can't wipe your face. It's fucking stained. What's the motto? Know every child's name. You're the leaders. I'm supposed to trust you with my kids. I trusted you with my kids, and what'd you do? You didn't have proper security in place. You didn't scan the athletes. How did he get a knife into the track meet? Because you're negligent. That's why. What'd you do afterwards? Oh, change the rules. Oh shit, we gotta do something. Yeah, you done fucked up. What are you gonna do now? Resign? Retire? Good move, Mike. How's your wife, Lisa? You can run. You can never hide. You're a shit stain on Frisco ISD for the past 9 years as superintendent. Despicable coward who folds like a cheap tent under pressure from a piss poor activist nobody who does infomercials about his company. Let me be clear that you're a fucking idiot, Dominique. Let me be clear. You couldn't put two sentences together without Chat GPT. Tiffany Billions. I don't know what kind of glamour shot you steal from other people and put up on your profile, but it don't match to your fucking goddamn water buffalo looking ass when I saw you at the courthouse. Charleston White, you look like a fucking crackhead. Even though you got money, you're the only smart person around. Hoo-hoo. Hoo-hoo. Drew, you just an idiot. If y'all want to talk to me, you know where I am. You never once apologized. You never once said you were sorry. You lied your ass off and tried to tell people you paid to offer to pay for my boy's funeral. You couldn't even offer your hand for a handshake. You're a grifting piece of shit. Your character says it all. I don't have to say a damn word. Your actions speak for themselves. You and your little faggot bow tie? What the hell is that, dude? Maybe you and Chris King are butt buddies. Like y'all swap ties and shit. I don't know. He lives in Washington and he's lived here in Plano. He thinks he's some intelligent dude. Really? A 1989 Saab. Oh, I'm fucking impressed. Ooh. Look at me. I talk to my shit all day long. You put it on people so they can't see me. I think you have some serious insecurities, bro. I'm a lawyer. Who gives a fuck? You're not a very good one. Oh, I've done this. I've done that. You have to brag on yourself. You have to blow your own fucking horn. Really? You're not a man, dude. You just want attention. Maybe your parents didn't give you love when you were little. I don't know. I don't know the way you are. Why? I can't explain it. And you know why? I don't give a shit. You're nothing to me. But yet, what'd you come up with the word? Metcalfians. I live in your head every day because you talk about me every day. Dude, thank you. I'm so flattered that you think about me. But I'm not your type. Sorry. I figure in a couple months you'll move on to the next hot topic. Or you'll have some legal crusade you can join, maybe, or lead possibly in your 89 Saab. And the only thing about you is I like your dog. That's about it. In your house, dude, I'm not one to judge. But you don't live in some sprawling mansion. Really? Clean your house. You look like a fucking hoarder. Better yet, once you have Tiffany move in and y'all could live together and do a podcast, that would be fun. Stay out of my life. I'm not inviting you in. Go find somebody, go kick rocks in somebody else's backyard. Because if you come in my backyard, you won't be kicking rocks. I promise. To all the people that still want to come fuck with me, go ahead. I'm here. Guess what? I've taken every single blow you have given. And guess what? I'm still standing. I'm still here. All you irrelevant pieces of shit are going to dissipate. Like a piece of shit in my toilet. When I flush it, it just goes away. The same way, dude. You're all going to go away. Because guess what? Guess what? You can't make no more money. He's guilty. No more TikToks and debating. Oh my God, Mr. Metcalf is this. He did this. Oh my God, look, Carmelo's a little baby. He's innocent. No, he's fucking guilty. He's going to prison. Yay! Am I supposed to be excited? Guess what? I'm not. Because I don't promote and I don't accept. I feel sorry for that young man. He's fixing to live a living hell. Not that he doesn't deserve it. Yes, he does. But I'm human. And I'm sorry. I don't wish harm or ill will on anyone. It's not the Christian thing to do, man. It's not the way I was raised. It's not what I was taught. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I just know it is what it is. You be you, I'll be me. You stay in your lane, I stay in mine. I respect you, you respect me. We get along. We don't fight. We don't stab each other in the heart. If we have a disagreement, you know what? We can use words. And also, we can agree to disagree, and that's okay. But what's not okay is when you lose control and you do something that you can't take back. And now you're responsible. Let's open up for some questions, guys.
Okay. Um, I know you've been under the gag order for the past year, and I really hope that this was some sort of release for you. 100% that's what this was for.
I'll be honest, it is. I'll be honest, it's very therapeutic. I will apologize for the colorful language. I try to refrain from that, but this is the first time in over a year that I'm able to speak. And I feel like the muzzle has been taken off, and I'm a racehorse at the Kentucky Derby in the gates, just waiting for it to open. And, you know, if I offended somebody tonight, I'm sorry, but get over it.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. You certainly didn't offend me at any point. You have every right to say whatever you want to say. The first question I'm going to ask you, and this is a question that a lot of people have been asking me too, it's one of the biggest ones floating around, is do you plan on filing a civil suit?
To be honest, I can answer that question honestly. I do not know at this time what I'm going to do in the future. I was so focused on just getting through the trial. That was the biggest hurdle and the most weight on my shoulders and the most anxiety. So I really wasn't planning that far ahead. Is it an option? Yeah, I'll explore it. Is it worth my time? I don't know yet. Because realistically, I want to move on. I don't want to keep dragging things out. And if they spend all the money, there's nothing to get anyway. So I really don't care. Um, Money's not going to bring my son back. Going after them, even if I bankrupt them or whatever, it's not going to bring my son back. And you have to learn forgiveness. And God's going to take care of the rest. Next question.
Okay. Next question. And real quick for people who are requesting, if I don't know you, we're not accepting any requests. So if you want to ask a question, please ask in the purple pill. Or if you're on Rumble, obviously, ask on Rumble. Next question is, uh, oh, they want you to talk about the swattings.
Oh my goodness, the swatting. Yeah. So the first time, first of all, there was a total of 6 for me and twice for Megan. The first time it happened to me, I was exiting physical therapy, which is only about 8 minutes from my house. I get to my car or my truck and I look down and I see my phone. It has 44 missed calls and 10 messages. My physical therapy only lasts for an hour. So I look down, I'm like, what in the world's going on? My phone rings. It's my son, Hunter. Dad, yeah, the police are looking for you. What? The police are looking for you. Where are you at? What do you mean? Call 911. What? Call them. Okay. So I call them. Mr. Metcalf? Yes. Are you at home? No, sir. I'm on my way home. I'll be there in 5 minutes. What's up? I turn the corner to my neighborhood, and there are 25 police cars that have surrounded the entire block, basically. I have a park behind me. There's no houses, creek and a park. There are snipers in the park. There are snipers in my neighbor's trees. There are snipers down the street. There are a SWAT team. I pull up. I tell them I can open my door from my phone with my security system. I have cameras. Look, there is nobody in my house. I can see inside. I can see outside. I can unlock the door for 30 seconds if you want to make entry. Yes, sir. Tell me when. Unlock. Boom. They come. They sweep the house. All this time, all my neighbors are freaking out because the presence of this many cops and lights and SWAT and snipers, it was like a scene from a movie. And it was crazy. So I'm like, what happened? Well, someone called and said there was a shooting inside your house. I was like, well, can we catch them? What's the tech? So we'll try. Okay. That was the day, coincidentally, but I don't believe in coincidences, that I was kicked out of the press conference. Coincidence? Maybe. I don't think so. Then it continued. Second time, same thing. Oh my God. I think they brought the cavalry. It's nuts. Third time. At least now they call me. Are you home? Yes. Okay, we're outside. Come outside. There's 8, 9 cop cars, and I have to go outside and talk to them, show them I'm okay. Third, fourth, fifth time, now we're on first name basis. I tell them, hey man, next time y'all call, I have donuts and coffee ready. Cool. All right. It's becoming comical. The last time, as they were here, the person who swatted called me and I showed them the phone. Look, the number generates from the UK. This is how it works. It's real simple, folks. VPN, onion router, onion server. It doesn't matter. There are so many ways. Even I, myself, Mr. Old, don't know shit about tech, could do it. You can't find me. It bounces everywhere. You can't get the IP address. They trace it back to UK in Britain. So what do? They have to send it over to the Britain police to handle it. You think, what do they do with it? Okay, they can't catch them. 6 times. And I think Buffalo Face said I did it to myself. Really? How did you get that fat? You did it to yourself. That's how you got fat. How I get swatted? Your little pissat disruptors, your little army of people. Maybe it was your Black Panther friends. Ooh, y'all are so fucking tough. You talk a big fucking game, but really at the end of the day, you ain't shit. I'd scrape you off the heel of my boot. And normally I don't normally attack people like this, but I have been cooped up and caged up and this anger. And this is something I'm trying to work on. I need to develop it and funnel it into a more constructive way. But tonight is the one time I'm going to allow myself. It's okay. Tonight I'm going to allow myself to say what I really want to say. Because most of the time I don't say what I want to say because it's not correct. Just because you think something doesn't mean you believe it. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it a fact either. Because all you believed, Karmelo was innocent. Newsflash, guilty, prison. You were wrong. Admit it. But no, what do you do now? Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb shits. If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly. You don't even know who your fucking daddy is because 78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all. You think I'm being racist? No, I'm being real. Because they ain't only black people. White people do the same shit. I'll call them out just as hard as I'll call you out. Anybody who doesn't work, who wants free government handouts, who wants to live in a socialistic society, move to fucking Russia. This is America. Be respectful of this country. We have many people who have fought and died for this country so you can run your mouth. Thank a veteran. They're the ones who lay their ass on the line for you, who sacrifice for you and this country. I didn't serve. I was not fortunate enough to. I wish looking back in my life, I wish I would have. But at the time when I was that age, my life was not all together. But those people who sign up voluntarily to defend your rights so you can run your mouth, you show them respect. You don't kneel for the national anthem. You respect that flag. You don't like this country? Guess what? You're free to leave. I'll even get you a fucking plane ticket. If you don't love this country and you're not patriotic, you have the free will to go somewhere else. Look, we change presidents every 4 years. If you don't vote, don't bitch. If you want something changed in your community, get off the couch. Quit watching TV. Be involved. Be present. The only way change occurs is by you putting in the effort. So don't complain when shit doesn't go your way, when you don't do anything about it. Don't bitch because Trump's president because you didn't vote. Don't vote for somebody based on skin color. But you'll jump on the side of a murderer for skin color. Do you know how stupid that really makes you look? I'm going to support somebody blindly, even though they did wrong. You're going to support someone who does something against the law. You're encouraging and saying it's okay because he's a certain color. Oh, you've got more melanin than me. Ooh, so you get more in privileges, more entitlement? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us and we took you over here and put you to work. And then we had a civil war to free your ass. And now you want to talk shit? Oh, I've been so oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you. You're not oppressed. You're fucking entitled. You know what DEI stands for? Yeah. Means I don't have to be fucking qualified. I just have to be a certain color or a race or gender. Whose broad ass idea was that? I don't know about you, but when I grew up, there was no participation trophy. There wasn't a safe space created for me because my feelings were hurt. We had to take actual responsibility for our own actions. Wow, what a concept. If you want society to change, if you want a better place for your kids, then get involved in your kids' life, in your community, in your church, but don't sit on your couch and bitch when it doesn't go your way. Next question.
Can I ask a question real quick? Hey, Jeff.
Truth, we're trying to only take questions from the list here.
Okay.
Okay. Next question is there a way to contribute to the scholarship fund that is in memory of Austin?
Yes, there is. I believe it was posted at some point on my Facebook page. I know I dropped a $5,000 donation myself into it. Now, Megan, she needs to be credited. She was the one and friends of hers who got that all set up. Also, Halo Pizzeria. Both boys and Megan worked there. That was not her full-time job. That's her second job. Um, she's very successful with a home builder in the DFW area. So that's not her only job. But the owner, I believe her name's Carrie, very, very great individual and has done fundraisers for Austin. And they were also instrumental with connecting with the school to set up the school scholarship fund that we did for Austin. And we did give it away this year. I think it was to Kayvon. Yeah, I think it was Kayvon who got the scholarship this year. But it will continue every year. I will see if I can't find the link. I'll give it to Sarah and she can repost it. Next question.
Okay. Next question. This is actually from a twin mom. She wants to know, did Austin and Hunter have their own language to communicate with each other?
Yes. Not only through verbal, but through also hand motions, some secret sign language. I'm not privy to it. We actually, when they were born, this is a true story. I had to take a permanent marker, and this was Hunter, and we would color in his black or his toenail black so we could tell them apart. Because you put them on the floor and they crawl around, it's like a shell game. Which one? Where did it go? I don't know. So we told Hunter he's he's Native American from the Black Toe tribe. But one thing is for real. We are Native American. I have my Indian card and so do the boys. So if you want to talk about stolen land, yeah, that starts here. We were here before y'all were. They took all our land and put us on a reservation. They just brought you guys over on a boat. Next question.
Thank you, Jeff. The next question is, are you satisfied with the sentence that Carmelo Anthony received? Do you believe Austin has received justice?
That's a real easy question for me to know. Hell no. What is justice? Justice for me is when Austin walks through that door and can hug me. That's how long he should stay in jail until my son comes back through that door. Do I think justice was served? No. There's all types of justice. Street justice, legal justice, but no justice. No. Austin will never come back through that door again. That boy, he has the ability right now, actually, to be out before he's 40. He could still have a wife and kids. You tell me, you think that's justice? Nah. No, I'm not happy with the sentence. No, there was no justice served. It's a process that we have in place to control our society. They're called laws, and we have to abide by them. I'm no different than anybody else. I have to abide by them too. So whatever decision the court made, I have to abide by, whether I like it or not. Life is kind of like a shit sandwich. No matter how much bread you got, it still tastes like shit when you eat it. Next question.
Do you think that Carmelo Anthony ever showed any form of remorse?
Zero, none whatsoever. The family who continue to spread lies. Kevin, hey, Mr. fucking Squeaky, you're silent all of a sudden. Where'd you go, bro? Huh? Thought you'd come visit me. You're the only one without a criminal record. I mean, you can cross straight lines and not worry. Come on. I promise. All my ARs are locked up. You're safe here. What about all you other grifters who want to jump on board? All y'all think since you have a phone and a voice that you're important? Oh, look at me. I have a platform. I got followers. That's your life. That's your identity. Good for you. It works for you. Hey, man, that's your gig. Cool. Doesn't bother me until you bring it in my lane. You bring your shit in my lane, I'm going to run your fucking ass over. You understand that? Don't underestimate old man. Anybody seen Dirty Harry? Clint Eastwood? Anybody know who that is? If you're old, you do. Yeah. Make my day. Make my day, motherfucker. Next question.
The next question is, why didn't the prosecution call anyone for statements before sentencing? Why?
To be honest, I was kept in the dark a lot to preserve the integrity of the case from the DA. So I was pretty much only notified when stuff was actually fixing to happen that was going to affect me. So I really don't know the answer to that question. Next question.
Okay. Next question. Well, this next one is not a question. They think that you should run for governor. Um,
Let me rephrase that. Thank you, but I will tell you this right now: there are too many skeletons in my closet. Somebody knows where a couple of the bodies are buried, so I can't. So I'm really not into politics. Like I said, this wasn't about race. Please don't politicize it. Besides, politicians, most of the time when their mouth is moving, they're lying.
they also believe that you should start a podcast, but maybe we could talk about that another time. Well, go ahead now.
I have been approached for documentaries, books, podcasts, speaking appearances, and I really don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't decided. Like I said, my whole focus was on this trial. That was my finish line. And now that I've reached it, I need to take a little time to decompress, get my head screwed on straight, and figure out what I am. How can I best contribute to society? What is it I can do to help? Because I told you when things happen in your life, your priorities change. Like when I had cancer, one of the things, and I will recommend this. This is a movie I saw many years ago, and it changed my life. It's called Pay It Forward. And I still do it to this day. I did it this morning, matter of fact. I took my mom to breakfast. We were eating breakfast. This 81-year-old man walks in with his little service dog. He sits down. He has a Charlie Kirk shirt on, Marine veteran hat. He looks over. I said, "Hey, man, I like your shirt." And I said, "Hey, you vet?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I appreciate your service." First thing he says is, "I'm sure glad that trial's over." So I don't really want to speak across the room. So I get up and walk over to the man. And I said, "I am too." I said, "I'm Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf." And I had this shirt on. He said, "I know who you are. And I just want to extend my condolences to you. And I'm so sorry." Before I left, I told the waitress, "Come here. I want to pay for this man's breakfast. Do not tell him until after we're gone. I'm not looking for recognition. But you watch the movie, Pay It Forward. It will impact you. Maybe not the same impact it had on me. I don't know. But I know it changed my way of thinking forever." Now, I've done this numerous times because one, I'm not looking for recognition. I don't tell people about it. I don't broadcast it. I damn sure don't go live with it. It ain't about me. It's about you paying it forward. I've done it in Starbucks line. "Hey, car behind me. I got it. Cool." I can tell you another story. 6 years ago, I took my boys out. We ate at Outback Steakhouse. There was a young lady over there and she was in tears. I don't know why she was distressed. I have no clue. I asked the waitress, "Hey, I want to pay for her meal just after we're gone." 4 months later, we go back to the same restaurant, me and my boys. Waitress goes, "I know you." At first, I was a little panicked. "Oh God, I don't remember you. Did I take you out? I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name." No. She goes, "You're the guy who paid for that woman's meal." And I said, "Yeah, that was me." Her husband had just passed away from cancer. I didn't know how to respond. Like, I had no idea. And she goes, "I know. But what you did, what you showed me, touched me to where I do what you do now." So what do you mean? You pay it forward too? She goes, is that what it's called?" I said, "Well, there's a movie, and yes, that's the way I refer to it, is I pay it forward. I don't look for recognition. I help. If I see a situation where I can help, I just do it. You don't need my name. I don't need a picture. God sees. God sees all. It's who I am. You know what? It makes me feel good at night so I can sleep because I'm a good person for the most part. There is a side of me that you don't want to see, but I know exists. I buried it a long time ago and I keep it buried. Because if it ever comes out, somebody's gonna get hurt. And that's not me. I don't want to do that. Next question.
How do you feel about the rumor being spread that you're friends with the judge and the DA?
I really thought it was very funny because the picture they posted was at my friend's house. We all grew up in Louisville. We all know each other. We all still stay in touch. It was a Christmas party of my friend's house here in Frisco, and every single person in that picture called me and said, "Why are we on the internet?" I'm like, "I don't know. You're supposed to be the judge. You're supposed to be the DA." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, these people will spend shit into gold. I don't know how they do it. They believe themselves. So I don't know what they smoke, but it must be some really high quality shit because I have no idea where they can come up with this crap. As far as me knowing the judges and the DAs, hell, if I did that, we wouldn't be waiting a year and a half for a trial. Your ass be going to prison in about 3 weeks. So I have no pull, no association. I've never met them before. And, make up some more shit, whatever.
Okay, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. Was it Hunter's choice to not attend the majority of the trial?
Okay, first of all, if you're a witness in the trial, you cannot be in the courtroom. The defense had the ability to call him as a witness at any time. The prosecutor did not need Hunter's testimony to convict. I did not want my son subjected to reliving that moment and being asked questions by the defense who would try to break him down. And as a father, I don't know if I would stand by and let that happen. I would probably be in jail. So we didn't need his testimony, first of all, to convict. Secondly, the defense had every opportunity to call him. The only reason he was in that courtroom because we were doing victim impact statements, sentence and verdict were already rendered. Then he was allowed in. That's why. And I'm damn glad he wasn't allowed in to witness and hear the bullshit and the smearing and I know it's the damn defense attorney's job, but he is a dipshit liar and tries to bore it into the jury's head. He's 130 pounds. It was raining. Shut the fuck up.
I agree, 100%. The next two questions are very similar, so I'm going to actually kind of ask both of them. Um, the first question is there anything you would change with the justice system? And a second question I have is, do you plan on working with local legislators to create any law that may possibly be named after Austin?
This is what I learned in my journey. Texas Tort Claim Act gives public schools in Texas sovereign immunity. They can't be held responsible. You can't sue them. And if you do, luckily somehow find a way in, it's capped at $100,000. That's not even going to pay your damn attorney. Do you think our school system should have carte blanche and don't have to abide by the rules of, hey, we're not responsible. We have sovereign immunity. If you believe that, you're going to believe that you can send your kid to school every day and they're going to come home alive. Ask the kids' parents in Uvalde. Could they sue? No. 19 kids shot to death. Who's responsible? They tried to pin it on a SRO officer who was a scared pussy and ran away. I wish and hope if we start a movement to have some legislation changed, it's going to take like I said, getting off the couch, getting off your ass, and putting in the work. Do I want the law changed? Hell yes. The thing about Texas, they don't reconvene till 2027, and that's when Congress revenes. So we still have 7 months to get our ducks in a row, to line up our mission, to get our backing. Do you want it changed? You tell me, guys. I'll be your voice. If you want me to be your voice, I will stand up and yell. We want this changed. You want to back it? You want your kids to be safe? You want them to go to school and come home? You want to be responsible and be held accountable for what they do 8 hours a day? To be honest, those teachers spend more time with your kids than you do. But yet we don't pay teachers shit. Why? Why? But we'll pay an attorney $1,000 an hour to talk shit. I don't know about you guys. I'll be honest. I've only met one attorney I've liked in my entire life. One. His name's Bill Worski.
Okay, everyone. The video froze again, so we're gonna fix that really quick. I'm gonna ask 2 more questions, and then because it is getting late, it's almost 11 o'clock, and I know that everyone is tired, and I know Jeff is tired. I know Jeff is exhausted, actually. So 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna ask you, Jeff, if there's anything else after those 2 questions. If there's anything else you want to say before we close up for the night. Let's give SIP just a minute to fix the video stream. Jinx, is it back up? The video keeps crashing out. If we can't get it back, it's okay. We're towards the end. He's gonna try one more time. Oh, okay. It's going in now.
It's opening a bunch of same time.
Yeah, it looks like it's crashing. Okay.
We don't really need the
We don't really need the camera for this part. We're just gonna move on. Okay. Jeff, the next question I have is, are you upset that the mainstream media immediately pushed a racial narrative around the case, creating division and unrest before people even had a clear understanding of the facts?
I'm not for sure if it was the mainstream media. I think it was more of the activists getting on the mainstream media. The job of the reporters was just to report on what people were saying, and the people, particularly Dominique Alexander, who can't speak truth if his life depended on it, but he'll give you an infomercial for NGAN anytime you want. Outside of that, no, I don't really blame the media, but I will say this: Legacy, do your homework, guys. Legacy Group, they own all major news outlets. What's their political affiliation? They're left leaning. Okay, so and I'm not saying Republican or Democrat. I don't really give a shit. I don't. I'm not really a political person. I have my views and opinions, but I'm not actively involved in politics, nor do I have a desire to be. But at the end of the day, you have to look yourself. You have to look yourself in the eye and understand, where are you at? What are you going to do next? So that's where you stand. What's your next step? What's your next choice of action?
Last question is, how are you doing and how can we pray for you?
God has protected me through this entire journey. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, spiritually, but I'm still fine. One of my favorite bands, the Red Clay Strays. I'm Still Fine. It's probably one of my favorite songs, along with Down on My Knees and Wondering Why. Those guys, when they came to town, invited me and Hunter to meet them backstage and speak with them personally. We got there 3 hours before the show, and we got to be able to meet the band, speak with the band, and they prayed with us. We didn't ask, they offered. These guys, they were telling me in 2020, Brandon Coleman was driving Uber trying to make $100 a day. They didn't know if they were going to make it as a band. But you know what? These people were real. They were humble. They weren't some, oh, look at me, I'm a big rock star, big head. You know, they were so down to earth, and they were so amazing. During the concert, Brandon Coleman, the lead singer, sits down in front of the piano and says, I want to talk to you people about this song that I wrote that I've never played before. And it's going to go out to a man and his son tonight that I spoke to before the concert about the loss of his twin brother. Everybody in the arena all of a sudden knew who I was. And he sang this song. And I told him before that their music is healing for me. It helps me heal. So outside of that, I'd say go and listen to these guys, and now they've made it big time, won many awards and things like that. So outside of that, I'd say music has helped me heal, and moving forward, I will continue to heal.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. We're going to close it out. Is there anything that you want to close out with? Is there any last thoughts that you have?
Well, all I want to say is thank you again for allowing me to voice my feelings and opinions on as what has transpired over the last 14 months. Prayers. I mean, just pray for Megan, pray for Hunter, pray for myself. Give glory to God. Live your life as Christ-like as you can. No one's perfect. None of us are. But I think if you get a good foundation and you teach your children right from wrong and give them a moral compass, they have the ability to take themselves further in life and develop into a piece of society that contributes something. And I wish and pray that our racial divide in this country gets smaller rather than wider. I hope that we learn to love more than we love to hate. I can only speak for myself, but I know I'm doing my part. I'm just asking everyone else to do theirs. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support for people who are out there who have sent the text messages, the emails, the cards, the thank yous. I cannot tell you how much I am so appreciative of all the support of everyone who stood behind me during this most trying time of my life. And, I guess, that's all I really can say is thank you. There's no other way. I'm very humbled. And once again, I hope I answered your questions. I hope you have all the answers you need. I'll try to be as open and as forthcoming as possible. I'm sure there's going to be some feedback on this, and I'm open to it all, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm still here, and I'm still fine. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And they're going to try to spin whatever it is, basically everything you said on this space. But I know that the majority of people are appreciative that you are here. And we love you and we care about you and we're praying for you and we stand with you and your whole family. Jinx, would you like to go ahead and close us out?
Absolutely.
Real quick, Jeff.
Yep.
Some people are asking how they can follow you on social media.
Unfortunately, at this time, I have over 2,000 friend requests. I do not take anyone I do not know at this time. Maybe later on when things cool down and when people aren't actively trying to sabotage or take photos from my personal account to use for their own monetary value, then maybe I'll open it back up. But realistically, if, and I'll say this, I'm not trying to put this on you, Sarah, but if Sarah vets you, then maybe I'll consider you. But outside of that, if you just send me a blind friend request, I am not going to accept it. And that's just only for my protection, my family's protection, and anybody else who is friends with me because they have been targeted just because they're friends of me. So at this time, I'm sorry, but there is a way. We'll figure it out, but not right now.
And that's fine and that's understandable. And that's fine. I have no problem helping with that. Yep, Jinx, if you want to go ahead and close this out, thank you, Jeff, for being here so much. Jinx, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Jeff for coming on, and then also Sarah, thank you for helping facilitate this. I know Sippy and I are very happy to have been able to host this and help give that platform to Jeff. And we will be back on Sunday, 8 p.m. Central, same time, same place, X and Rumble, but we will also be on YouTube and Twitch for our normal streams. So thank you, everybody. Sippy, glad to see you finally joined us. So have a wonderful rest of your week, everybody. God bless.